Hello, sketchbook heroes. We've got a we've got a cup. We got a cup. So my close-up. We just finished this one. Let's go to our share my screen. It's kind of awkward. We're shooting back and forth. I do pause now, so we can have more videos. We have our morning cup of Joe here. Buenos dias. It's basically a half a sphere. You cut a sphere in half and it's a circle, and it's a circle in space, which makes it an oval. Let's take a look and see what that oval looks like. Let's break it down. Let's use our tools here, and let's get our oval tree here, and then see if we can fit it in. Ah, green. See, it's an oval in there. Getting that oval. That's why you got to practice your ovals. Practice drawing ovals. See, there we go. That's an it right there. Bam, that's an oval. And then inside that oval is another oval. Inside that oval is another oval. There is some perspective. Don't worry about that when you're first learning. And then here we have, let's change the color. Let's make it red. We've got, let's make a perfect circle. See how it compares to a circle. There it is, that circle. Bam, right in there. That's maybe a little bigger. Let's move it over. Right there, that circle. See, that's that circle right right about there. It does taper here at the bottom. Notice how it pulls out at the bottom, but there's that circle. There's that circle, and then you've got the handles and a lot of detail, a lot of the stuff. There's a lot of stuff here. And let's do one more circle here, because that's this whole mass right in here is interesting. But you have to see this is one mass right in there. See that mass and how it waves in there. But if you see that as a circle first and then break it down into pieces, you should be able to look back and forth. See the big shapes and then the little shapes. The biggest shape is just that circle. Here we have one more. We have one more oval right there. Ooh, almost a perfect first shot thing there. Oh, we've got something in the chat. Yes. Oh, that. Let me see. Oh, and I haven't forgotten. Thank you. Happy holidays. All right, Faye. Thank you for joining us. See you all soon. And let me go. Let's see. Let's see. Somebody posted there the last drawing we did. Here we go. Bam. I'll share that one real quick. Oh, let me move it out of the way. Sorry. I'll bring it back up again. Let me paste. Let me paste our broken down drawing. That one first. Let's paste it. Then I'll talk about our last drawing here. All right, here we go. Let's copy paste that one. Put it in this. I'm taking a screenshot for our Zoom viewers and putting it in the chat. You can, as a YouTube viewer, you can screenshot it. But here we go. Let me clear this out now. Here we go. Annotate. Let's clear all our lines. Clear all drawings. There we go. Let's go back over here. Oops. There we go. Is that it? Yeah, there we go. All right, so this is good. All right, I see what you've got here. Yeah, you're just missing the values and stuff. And yeah, some of the leaves were a little bit rushed. Okay, just slightly. What you're missing is the form of the, here you got it really good. This one, this leaf right here, this petal does have that form. It's just trying to capture some of the form, some of these petals are slightly off, not a big deal. And then the shading of this, oh man, let's see. Ooh, I would take this into Photoshop. Copy. Do I have Photoshop open? No, I don't. Yeah, so that all it is the icing on the cake. That's what would make this. Let's see if I can open up Photoshop real quick. Let's see, Photoshop 2024. Wow. Yeah, Photoshop has gotten really wild. They're using AI in Photoshop, which is pretty wild. I mean, it's doing some wild stuff. Speaking of wild, that's pretty wild there. And you just type stuff in. You don't even have to. All right, so let's see. I did copy. Let's new file. Clipboard. Create. Here we go. And I don't have my stylus, but we can paste it. There it is. And I can shade. So all it is really just shading. I mean, this looks really good. Your proportions, look at, you got the same height, same width that we had. It's just everywhere you have a line. Ooh, everywhere you have a line, you would shade. And that's what this, let's close this. There we go. Ooh, let's get my brush tool. Ah, there we go. Is that my brush? Yep. Let's see, what does this look like? Ooh, too dark. Control Z. Let's soften that up. Harsh. It's make it smaller. Oh, opacity. Change the opacity. There we go. Bring the opacity down. Now I can start shading. See, I can shade in here. See this that pops right in there, and all this is the shading. And then the same thing you would do with your little spheres in here. See, it's just shading all this stuff. And see how I just put a little shadow on there. Notice how I just made that. I'm working on your consistency, and then just bringing up some of the shadows and shading. But that's the icing on the cake because you did the drawing looks good. The drawing looks really good. See here, I just made that lighter, just putting some shades in here. Add a little bit of shade here and there, and just shading. That's all it is. And you got your drawing skill, and then now it's just shading. See, I just got those. I can make this smaller, and just slowly making it rounded with a little bit of a highlight. Those little berries. And then
Yeah, well, poinsettias are so brilliant that color would really help it too.
oh yeah. And then here you go, some red. Yeah, but there you go. This is a transparent red. I would build it up. I would build it up, but you get the idea. You can get the idea just by adding the color and the shades and stuff like that. This would really. Let me see how red I would get it because my opacity is at 9. If I bring it up really higher, you can see really bring it up lighter. Then I'd be working this over, and then I would probably not do straight red. I would bring it down, bring out some of these browns. Yeah, there we go. These darker colors. Yeah, lights and darks. This whole area dark here. See how that pops right there because of this dark area. It's all push and pull. And knowing how to mix colors, values, and hues, intensity. Value and intensity, those are the two main properties. This light color has 3 properties. The third one is hue. Actually, that's the main. The hue is the name of the color. So this is the hue is red. The
Mhm.
value is how light and how dark it is, and then you have intensity. This color is more intense. It's lighter too. Usually intense, it's more lighter. But yeah, there you go. Let's get some greens. I'll get those greens in there. Yeah, same thing back here. That really because it's complementary color of red, so that makes that pop even more. All this back
Yeah,
here.
if I were to do real art with this, I would use the black pen, to better outline things, and then do the wash with watercolor. That would
Yeah,
be real pretty with something like this.
yeah. I mean, it looks good. You can see it just by adding a little bit of color. But the whole thing is getting that sketch in. Your sketch is there. Now you can take it any way you'd like. I mean, see if you just spending more time on it. We go through these drawings really fast because we're just sketching. We're just sketching. But you take your sketches and you just take it to the next level here. And you can see even with this green, because green it's transparent. I can make should be maybe a little more transparent uh, the opacity, and I can put that on top as a shade, and really work on this drawing and well here. And same thing would be if you in watercolors, right? You would build this up in watercolors. Are those red? I think they are. Let me see. The berries, yeah, the berries are kind of red. Go back to red. All right, there we go. A little bit. And there, then I can add those reds onto those berries. There we go. Yeah, that's actually, and if I again, spend more time on this thing, but you get the idea. You get the idea. It looks good. It looks good. Did you
Yeah.
have a question on it?
No, it's fun. It's just fun. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for sharing. All right, let's do this. Let's do this mug. I took a little detour. Sorry about that. But here we go. Let's do those ovals and let's stop sharing and let's start drawing. All right, practice, practice, practice. It's all about the practice. The more you practice, the more you'll progress. All right, here we go. Oh, we got the circle. That's the biggest shape we see. That whole big circle. That's what we're looking for. That kind of puts everything in perspective. Puts everything on your, how you're going to fit everything. Because that's the biggest shape we see. And then you've got the other shape underneath it, which is that saucer shape. And got to see how the spacing here. I can see that spacing come down, maybe right about there, and how far it goes out. So here we have more ratios, the height and the width of that oval that's down here. Right there, trying to get that oval shape in there as well. I did get some oval stencils, but I don't think I have an oval stencil that big. Yeah, where's my oval stencil? No, I know I don't. I know I don't have an oval stencil that big. So that's why I gotta practice drawing freehand. Gotta practice drawing circles, like even as a warm-up. This is a good warm-up, drawing ovals, drawing circles. Great warm-up. In your sketchbook, just practice just like, here we go. See, you can get really good at just doing a whole bunch. Look at those right there. I mean, I can zoom in on, you can see I just did them really quick. Bam, that's just pencil mileage. Right, all right, here we go. Even though things are scribbly, sketchy, just blocking it all in, getting it in there. Now, ooh, this one in here, this is the one up in here, up there, see, right in there. That's the top of that mug, cup of Joe. And it says Buenos dias, which means good day. Buenos dias, good days. Good days, good day. All right, here we go. And I've got that. And then I know it pulls down here, it pulls down slightly. So I'm gonna go here, pull it down slightly, and then keep that curve at the bottom. It's not straight here. It's not straight. There is a curve here at the bottom. So it does pull down, and then it does curve here. And this is form. This is form. This is half a sphere. And then we did say that there's a kind of like a whole, what is this? I did have some coffee today, decaf. But here's that whole, I think it's not cream, but it's like smoke, steam off that's what it is, steam, but it's in that area, right in there. All right, it's in that area. Let's see, I just blocked it in. Then we've got another little oval in there. And that's pretty much it, other than the handle. We can get a handle of this. See how the handle fits on there? How it's just attached. And it is kind of like a circle, but with a little bit of a pull in it. See that circle? See, I didn't say it, but I'm doing it now. It's like a circle. It's like rounded that part, and then this part just kind of like pulls into it. Bam. Right, and then the Buenos Dias. Ooh, the lettering. Where is Josh? Just thought about Josh. Hope he's having happy holidays. Josh, one of our regulars. Haven't seen him in a bit. Alan, all our drawings, all our are dedicated to you. Thank you for posting. I don't know who posted this one. I think it was who posted this one. I'm not sure.
That was me.
Thank you for posting.
You're welcome.
Thumbs up. All right, there we go. All right, now when it comes to this one, there's a thickness to this handle, so we got to be careful with that. This thickness of this handle, got to make it look solid. A lot of times people do it too thin or too. That's just proportions. The thickness of this handle, and as it goes in here, noticing this negative space in there as well. If you need to make adjustments, make adjustments. But that's pretty much it. That's blocked out. That's everything. This is simple. Drawing is pretty simple. But now all the detail and everything, all that stuff, let's get in there. And it was probably done on a computer. I think this was probably done on a computer. You can't tell nowadays, but most of the times things are computer. Let's do the hard part. I'm going to do this S curve in here. This is the tip up there, and then it curves like a letter S, and then comes up and around inside our inner oval right there. So this S kind of curve goes up there. And it does taper. This is a tapered tail, because it goes like that, and it tapers. It gets wider as it comes down. It goes up. So this is a shape we see a lot. You got to practice it. And there it is. There's that one. That's kind of like the outside part. That's the outside part, and then there's an inside part. So see, this looks like a letter S, and then there's the inside part. Inside part. There it is. Inside line. Then it comes in and curves down right in there at the bottom. So capturing that form. There's one, and then there's another one over here. right next to it. This way comes to a point. See, so it comes out and then it curves in and back like a letter S. See that letter S right in here? That letter S right in there. And then we're gonna, that's the outside of it. And then the inside, it kind of over a little bit and then back. And I'm trying to get it to fit on top of that middle part. The middle, there's all kinds of lines. I'm just going to do one. I'm just going to do that one oval. They're kind of all sitting on that one oval shape right in there. And there's other lines in here, but don't you have to, if you want to get them in there, you can. Get some shading in there. That's fine. A little bit of color. There it is. All right. Now there's the outside oval. Let's get the outside oval first. So I'm gonna get the outside oval first, the big outside oval, and then fit everything else in. There's a lot of ovals going on, right? So there's two ovals for the top of the cup, and then there's another oval that's back here that's showing the height of the coffee. So I'm gonna bring this up a little bit higher. I'm already looking and I can see how this part right here and the space in here that I'm gonna need. So I'm already going up a little bit higher from our first little guideline. And that's good. It should be up this high right there. And I'm still just doing an oval shape, bringing this back. Make sure it continues. This is really important. Here, it continues behind our little steam right here. It has to, it's called continuity. It has to continue, right? A lot of times people don't do that and they have one side higher, one side lower. Doesn't look like it continues. So we're doing the outer edge, the outer limits. We're doing this outer edge that kind of comes around all the way around the outside, around the outside, around the outside. Here we go, around the outside. Whoa. There we go. And then this has a lip, So there's a thickness to this. So now we're going to do that thickness. And it's just like a target sign. It just goes on the inside. Try to get this edge here rounded. That's the hardest part with ovals. I get two problems with ovals because ovals are always turning. The first problem I get hot dogs. Don't do hot dogs. Be careful with hot dogs. Also, don't do footballs, right? Where it kind of goes like that. So be careful with that. So it's just rounding that football a little bit more and really getting it to kind of like flow. One easy way of doing it, or not easy, if you practice getting axis lines, that axis line. So this is the outer edge, outer edge, outer edge, outer edge, and then it's just it's turning all the way around. It's turning. Should always be turning as it goes around that axis line. You got to practice those. And if it's in perspective, it's actually bigger as it comes out this way, and it's a little bit shorter on the backside if you have perspective, depending on the angle. But yeah, usually it pulls out, which is really interesting. That's more advanced. But if not, if just getting that oval, see, that's good enough. Good enough. Here you go, my shaky drawing here. It's not a great drawing. That's all right. Trying to get this to be parallel. And that to be parallel. This next one, this circle on the inside. Just do the best you can to get it in there. You have all these lines. So this is the outside line. That was the first one. Then this other one is the inside part of that top lip right there. And you're going to start getting more lines, which are going to make this a little more confusing, but with shading, that really helps, really helps. So this whole top part, this inner circle, this actually like hula hoop is light. Then we've got this other line, one more line in here. This line right in here kind of comes around up in here. This shows how low or how high that coffee is. And it's basically echoing that line that we just did, that inner line. Just going there and kind of coming back here. Make sure the continuity is right. It continues behind the steam. And then it comes down there, like right there. Now this whole thing is shaded. If you shade this, this will make it look, give it some contrast. So you have less lines. Because if you have a lot of lines, it's like, okay, what goes where? But if you shade this whole area and keep the top light, because the light is hitting the top, that makes it a little more clear. You're drawing clear, and this is where shading does help and come in. And then here, the shading on, because this coffee is dark, it's black. So we're gonna shade this really dark. I'm gonna push my pencil as dark as I can go, actually. I haven't sharpened my pencil. This is as dark, I'm pushing as dark as I can go. Dark, 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 dark. Right in there. And if your drawing comes out shiny, it means you need to get and you want you to do your values. Yeah, that's when you really need to get a different pencil. Because if you move your drawing and it looks really shiny, you might need to get some, and you're really focusing on values, not worrying about the drawing anymore, because you know you've got your drawing skills up, and now you're worrying about the the icing on the cake, the icing on the cake, as I call it, and you want it to look good. You're not worried about it looking, you know, you're just worried about value and worrying about practice, then yeah, you're gonna get your pencil shiny. But if you've got the right pencils, the right B pencils, you would need to, the darker the pencil, 5Bs, 6B. It goes higher, but those are good enough. 6B, even a 4B is good. You don't have to spend all that. There we go. Now we have the same color. Here's the top of the lip and this here. So when we go to shade this would be shaded here, and that top lip would really just pop once we shade this bottom part. You don't have to shade it yet. I'm just shading it right now to show you that part would pop. Oops, let's get a little higher. This part right here, this part right in here, and that lip right here. This is dark, light, dark. See patterns of light and dark. So have contrast. All right, we're going to show you how to do, this is what made me think of Josh, the lettering. All right, so we have lettering here. How do we get the lettering to fit? I can already see that DS is going to fit right in here, and Buenos is way longer and bigger. It fits right in there. See, I'm already blocking it in. Being able to see big shapes, small shapes, and this is like a perfect example. The big shape is the word itself, Buenos Dias. Excuse me. And then we can start breaking it down into smaller shapes. There's the B, and then all these other letters a little bit lower that would fit right in there, and start kind of like carving it out. Buenos. I'm getting it to fit. See, boom, boom, boom. I'm just blocking it in. I'm not even doing the detail of all the letters. I'm really just seeing the height and the width. Let's see, of all these letters. They're just shapes. There's the letter D. There's the I, the A, and the S right in there. Buenos dias. Right there. Buenos dias, alegría, which means good morning, happiness, or my love, actually, is alegría. Or no, would it be? Yeah. Buenos dias, alegría. Good morning, happiness. All right, so I can already see where the letters are going to kind of go. I kind of blocked them in. Now I can just do the letters. This letter B. The thickness of it. Notice the thick and the way it looks. It's thick and thin. It's thin right here, then it goes thicker, then it goes thick and thin as it comes around thin, and then here the bottom part of that B is thick. Oh man. Okay, we did do that. I did say I wanted to do some ribbons. My videos are gonna be all over the place. Yeah, watch the ribbons. There's gonna be an exercise on ribbons. Kind of missed it on that packaging. We'll see, maybe. All right, here's the U. I know the U is going to fit in here. And this really helps because I know if, everybody's had this problem where you're doing lettering and then the lettering just doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. So this is the way you do it. You break it down. And also, this is how you do your drawings too. Because things will get out of proportion. Things will get out of... I heard a comedian one time, he said, it's like... ever notice? It's like they drew the United States backwards, like started with California thinking they had all kinds of space. And then you go when you're running out of space, all those other like Vermont and all those other states are all smaller, trying to get them to fit in. That was funny. But that's what happens. It's just bad planning. Manifest destiny. All right. Treaty of Hidalgo. History people learn at history. Remember the Alamo. What really happened. All right. BUE. And Buenos. Notice the thickness and thinness and lettering and text is a whole other art. Let's see, I'm squeezing it in. And then the O. Yeah, it's a whole other art. Calligraphy. Maybe we'll do a whole class on calligraphy too. We got to get our drawing classes out, our drawing lessons. So this is form. This is a good form. If you're drawing form, this is level 2. Level 2 on the lessons, form. First level is line. Second level is shape. Third level is form, and this is form. This is form already. This is form. This is third level. This is third level drawing. Buenos dias. Third level drawing. We're drawing form here. Basically a sphere cut in half. That's what this is. A sphere cut in half. Practice that. Practice those forms. You'll see them over and over. And when I get all my videos organized now, this is going to go in form. The F word. And some value. We're getting some value. We're getting some shading in here. And that line, that thickness, there's a thickness to this, these lines. Getting that thickness here. Let's finish up our lettering. Jumping around here. Jump around. Buenos dias. Dias. We had a teacher. It wasn't me. Yeah, but I joke around like this too. But I had a student named Diaz. He'd always go, Buenos dias, Diaz. I'm into corny jokes, but that was just a little too far. I'm into bad dad jokes. Yep. Ah, Ellen, we need we need you. Feel like I'm alone again. There's no participation. Throw stuff in the chat. Somebody, actually, you don't have to talk. You can throw a joke in the chat. Maybe a Christmas joke or a holiday joke. Doesn't have to be Christmas. Let's see. Oh, all right. Good night. 8:38. I'm okay. Cool. I mean, it was right now. Just like superheroes, Disney. Miss Ellen, she wasn't here last week either. No, Miss Ellen is ill. Miss Ellen is not doing well, but she is posting pictures. I'm just reading. Thank you for the drawing Zoom call. See y'all next week. All right. Thank you, Tammy, for joining us. Let's finish up this Buenos Dias. Let's see, zoom out. That's almost it. We're almost done with this cup of Joe. There's a design color, like bottom part. We can put that, and if we do the shading right in there. But notice the thickness of that line, the thickness of the line, which actually helps fix mistakes. How thick lines I really like and can appreciate, because I know, like, okay, wait a minute, trying to give that cup shape. It should be a little more this way, should be a little more that way, but I can adjust it because there's really thick lines, these really thick lines, these contour lines, these edge lines, really thick. And yeah, there you go. And it gives it character. It gives it character. All right. Let's get this over here. Trying to get solid. See, I made it a little bit higher because I'm looking at this shape here as I'm drawing this line. Going around this way, around the outside. There we go. And then, there's a little bit of overlapping in here. I kind of lost it. That's okay. You could see the saucer inside the cup. Well, let's bring it up. inside the cup right in there. I'm gonna do that just cause right in there. So it means I'm gonna bring everything up a little bit higher up. Yeah, actually. Ooh, that's actually a good point. It should be up this high. See, I just made that observation. That saucer it's on. And again, continuity, it should continue. So make sure you get that continuity. It continues. That's really important. Get that continuity. There we go. That's it. That's it. And if you want to get the axis lines, that helps as well. Just doing them really lightly. See, get them in there. And then there's that thickness of that edge. Bam, that shading. Is it? Not getting a little higher. See, that's practice, 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 practice. And there's like a little bit of a shadow coming up this way. That really makes that pop because all this would be a different color. Oh, the rain is gone. Yeah, I can see my friend clearly because Lorraine is gone. So the joke goes, any jokes? Ah, why do you spell dark with a K? Because you can't see in the dark. Then it's light. Isn't it's pretty wild. I mean, this is shading and stuff, but all this stuff is happening in our brains. Our brain is because when you blink, the light doesn't go off. It doesn't go off, and we don't have X-ray vision. Everything we see is in our brain. It's really a trip. If you really, I mean, in the darkness of our skull, we see light, which is wild. This kind of makes you understand what, or wonder, what don't you see? What is like between my eyes and the paper I'm drawing on? Yeah, there we go. But all right, that's it. Buenos dias. Why do you spell dark with a K? Because you can't see in the dark. Thank you so much. Santa is earning money in Cameo with his oh. I don't get that. Okay, Santa is earning money in Cameo with his
Because people go in Cameo and do 30-second greetings to people for
oh.
like $500 or $30, like hello Eladio, have a happy birthday, something like that. So Santa,
He's in Cameos.
Saturday morning Cameo by saying, with his ho 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 greetings. Or
Oh,
you can get it the other way too.
yeah. Well, thank you. All right, here we go. We got some more drawings here. What time is it? It's almost 9. Let's we're gonna stop. Let's see. I think we'll stop recording. Stop recording. Thank you. There's our drawing.